So, hi, welcome to this podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Sam.
And we are Softspoken.
I have some questions to say about their new EP, Martyr. So, congrats on that, by the way. How do you guys feel about the response to it so far?
That was a big one for us making it. So the response has been good. I've loved everyone's liking our music and the direction it's been going. So been positive.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
We did a little tour right after it and went really, really well. I will say this is probably the hardest we've gone on content. Like we really pushed. One of the things that we did was like the journey, and we like broke down lyrics and broke down ideas, broke down the music video, favorite part from each member. We spent a ton of time on content. It honestly kind of burned us out there for a little bit, but I think it paid off. It was like a really great experience, helped us like build our Discord page and family. And yeah, I think Martyr has been just a nice jump off point for us for bigger and better things.
Hell yeah. Well, the EP rips.
Oh,
Thank
damn
you so
straight.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. So is there any meaning behind the EP title or cover art?
For sure. I guess I can kind of speak for everyone, but as a whole, it's like the martyr is kind of like the musician sacrifice, I guess, like what we all go through and doing this and as a whole. So yeah, martyr is kind of like, like what a martyr traditionally by definition, I guess, I'm dying for what you for your stand, whatever, dying for what you believe in, no matter what. And in the music scene, it's like it's a grind, and the music industry is a beast, and so there's just sometimes we don't know what the future holds, but we love making the music, and if one person hears it, then maybe we've saved a life, and it's the martyr for us. Even if it falls on deaf ears, we did it from our hearts. So yeah, and that's all that matters too when you're passionate about art. So
absolutely, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And any meme on the cover art?
I think we're not a religious band by any stretch, but we do have like a lot of religious undertones in our music. So I think it's just kind of tying together like the martyr journey with like kind of the religious undertones. It just drives it home a little more powerfully, I think. It was
like bust. Sorry, go ahead. I was trying to go bust it out and like look at it.
Let me look at that real quick.
I almost forget. Yeah.
We usually do like an artwork for each single as well. So yeah, it's a lot for us to remember. But yeah, I think it's kind of just bringing together like the religious undertones with like exactly what Sam said. Like we would die for this, and even if it's for one person, like it's crazy. Like any musician knows that you have to be a crazy person to want to do this, but we would die for it. We just love it so much. So yeah, that's kind of what it's putting off.
Hell yeah, love it.
Hell yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about the writing process for the album EP?
Yeah.
You want to talk about the COVID? I was gonna say, you want to talk about the COVID songs?
Yeah, so there's a couple songs on, I'll throw it to you. There's a few songs on there, Love Talk, Oblivion, and Alone, that we wrote kind of during COVID, and then we put them together with the rest of the songs to make the album. And yeah, those songs were like Love Talk was definitely about like the numbers and analytic game, and just how everyone was just on social media. Everyone is on social media, I guess, but on COVID, we're trying to figure out what to do in the next move, and it was just everyone just cares about numbers, everyone just cares about likes and shares and comments, and it's hard because that stuff's important, of course, but it can really eat at you. So Love Talk was about that. Alone Alone was I drew inspiration lyrically from that one, from a show called Alone on the History Channel.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. I drew inspiration, but in the show, it got me thinking like it was crazy to me like that these contestants put themselves out there in the first place. Obviously, that's hard, but then what got a lot of them was being alone. It was like missing family and back home, and that's like a lot of the contestants bailed out because of that and other things. And then so there's that one, and then Oblivion. In a way, just I guess kind of ties back to just like the grind that is the music industry. And at one point, I literally was just like spiraling in my head, and just kind of felt like everything we were doing was just, I was just like going into oblivion, I guess. And yeah, that one's like kind of touches on some depression for those who struggle with that, and just the outside world just weighing down on you so much that takes you into oblivion. And then the new songs, which they all still those three still coincide with the Martyr, because it all is about like just our journey and our sacrifices we're making. And then the new songs, I'll let Kevin answer.
Sure. Yeah.
Some of
Yeah.
those. Yeah.
I was going to say, I think, and you're asking about like the writing process. Obviously, I think the COVID songs, so to speak, you guys were doing a lot of like at home. This is actually before I let him talk about this. It's actually kind of before I joined the band, but you were like writing stuff at home. You were writing like R&B beats and a chorus, and then Chris would take it, and we still kind of write like that. Like, here I have this idea, and then Chris, writes some stuff down, and then we all come together and sort of pound it out. But I Against Me was completely different. We were on the road, and a show got canceled, and we reached out to our producer, and he was like, hey, you're near Cleveland. We got this guy, Evan McKeever. He lives in Cleveland. You should go meet up with him and just try to write a song. We're like, okay, sure, whatever. We got a day off. So we wrote I Against Me. Well, we wrote the music for I Against Me with him. He moved to Nashville, and we went, a few months later and finished it. But so that one, I would say, has maybe the most like religious undertones, but within it definitely like hit home on the martyr journey of like, not only is the industry beating at you, but you're also kind of like fighting a war within yourself. Throw Me Your Roses, Invincible, and Twilam all kind of came together at the same time. They're all written with the same producer. Just to kind of speak generally about the three of them, they all have that basic idea of like, you're constantly worried what everybody's thinking about you. You have to be strong to kind of overcome, those feelings. And just we want to be successful, but we are constantly dealing with, these outside influences that are struggles for us. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot, obviously we've said a lot, there's a lot that goes into it, but overall it's just the general idea of the struggle that we kind of go through on a day-to-day basis to try to be musicians. So
absolutely. Hell yeah.
And actually in Invincible, Kevin, is it cool if I tell him what we did?
Sure.
What Chris? Yeah. So Chris couldn't be here with us. He wrote. I
don't know if we're allowed to say who it's for, but you can say that it's for.
No, I'm not going to say that. I won't say that.
Okay.
But I was going to say like how it got written. Chris will like a lot of times like will write guitar parts with MIDI and stuff, and I think he digitally wrote that song, and then he used an AI tool, an AI like voice, and to like sing it to get him an idea, and he just like gave it lyrics and stuff, and a voice came out, and we were just like, what?
It's so creepy because if you hear we should release it one day. If you hear it, you would not believe that it was an AI voice. Like
it had me scared. I thought my job was like solidified, like you can fake anything these days, but I was like, wow, I guess that was kind of scary, but it was scary cool. I think AI is cool in that sense, using it as a tool. So that's how Invincible came about. For sure. And then Throw Me Your Roses, actually, that was like a collective of all of us. We had Dylan, our bass player, Robbie, our other guitarist, Chris and Kevin. We were all in the room just kind of like spitting ideas, and it was a lot. It was a lot getting that one
we
down.
Talk
but it
about,
was fun.
Yeah, we talk about how rare that is because we all have full-time jobs, and we wish we could be doing this and making enough money that we didn't have to work as well. But
that's the real dream.
I know we all have full-time jobs, so the fact that we were actually all able to be in that room and write that song, I think about that one, and I'm glad Sam brought that up. It's so special to me because we actually were able to write that totally collectively rather than just Sam wrote a chorus and Chris went home and wrote a guitar part and now we're going to get together and kind of like polish it out, like we were able to sit down and write from the beginning.
That's rare in a sense, like no one's really writing songs like that anymore, like as like when I first joined Softspoken, we used to just jam out in our practice space and just like improvise some stuff. I'm like, oh, that's tight. Oh, that's tight. But this day and age, it seems like one idea tends to come from one person or a producer. So it was cool to get to do that.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Damn. All right, twin. What song off the EP took longest to write, and which one is each of your own personal favorite?
Ooh, the longest to write.
I bet Throw Me Your Roses, maybe.
Yeah, because I'd say Invincible came together pretty quick. Yeah, you're probably right.
Just because of the way we did it, how we were all in the room. Doing it together.
I'm trying to remember because one thing that we're really bad about, or I should say Chris is really bad about because he's not here to defend himself, is writing like 15 different versions Every musician deals with this, but like, you name like your tracks before it's finalized. Like, this is the final. No, this is the final. This is the actual final.
Final.
Version
Yeah,
20.
like,
Yeah.
version 22. I feel like "Throw Me Your Roses" was that song. We definitely have some new ones that are in my mind that were like that. But yeah, I want to say "Throw Me Your Roses" took the longest, and yeah, that's such a tough one because, as Sam said, it was a collective effort. So I think it was my favorite to write, but my favorite to play is "Twilam." It's so heavy and there's so much emotion, and it has the coolest drum part. So I think that's my favorite one to play. But "Throw Me Your Roses" was my favorite one to write.
Hell yeah.
I think my favorite is Oblivion.
Yeah, that one's still amazing. That would be my second favorite.
I love starting it out like just the silence. I love it. It's like everyone gets quiet. It's cool.
Hell yeah. All right. So for this question, I want you each to pick your favorite lyric or instrumental moment off the EP and tell us the meaning behind it.
Ooh. Man, I'm a big Sayison fan. That's like one of the main things that got me into this genre. And so naturally Chris's like guitar licks really speak to me. So any guitar licks he does, so like "Throw Me Your Roses," or the lead riff is kind of hard to hear. So next time you listen to Love Talk, like listen during the chorus to what the lead guitar is doing. I think that is so sick. It's like almost too busy for what's happening with the lyrics, but it's so tasty. I love that so much. And then as far as lyrics go, because I think I spent the most time like breaking them down and thinking about it, I guess just like the overall lyrics. I can't think of one specific lyric, but like the second verse especially, is talking about like you're supposed to like envision like a girl on TikTok like going outside of her comfort just to get some likes and comments. So yeah, I think that is just such a powerful message of like, don't worry, which as much as we say it, we do. We look at the likes, we look at the comments, we look at what our monthly listeners are on Spotify. Every musician does, and if they say they don't, they're lying. So, but that's sort of what Love Talk's really trying to push. Like, there's a world out there. You're allowed to look at it, touch some grass, smell some flowers. Don't worry about your monthly listeners today. Even if for one day you can just get away from that, that's what Love Talk's really trying to tell you to do. So that one to me is the most powerful.
Hell yeah.
That's hard. For me, instrumentally, I do love the opening guitar and "Throw Me Your Roses." That's tight. It feels so fun when that comes in. I love hearing that. That might be my favorite. And then lyrically, I still think "Oblivion" holds the most powerful lyric for me in the breakdown. It's the damn it, Kevin, help me out here.
Tell the father, let him know I'm expired. Pull the trigger. That.
Yeah, it's those lyrics. It's super dark, but there's a lot of like Kevin was saying, like spiritual undertones there, and it's just the most impactful for me. It like when I sing those lyrics, it's just like almost as like therapeutic for me to help remind myself that like it's a good thing that like you're here on this earth. It's a good thing that you guys are here on this earth doing this interview with us, and it's important that we stay healthy in our minds. And even though those are dark lyrics, it's like we have to like express that sometimes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
And would you guys be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating the EP?
All over the place.
I can imagine.
Oh man, I will say we talk about this kind of a lot. We're a very fortunate group, and probably the like most successful musicians are like deeply hurt and have gone through some like horrible trauma. Like I can't speak for everyone, and obviously we've dealt with hardships, but we're all very fortunate to have like significant others that support us so much, like good household, good parents, like you know what I mean, like. And in that sense, sometimes we sit down and write and we're like, man, our lives are good. What the hell are we going to write about today? So like there's a little bit of that, but like I said, the main headspace that we get into is like, man, the industry has wronged us in this way, or it's wronged every musician in this way. We can draw from others' experiences as well and be like, man, I can't believe that band did all that, and their manager just dropped them, or that manager did so much for that band and the band just dropped their manager just like that. Like, so we draw from those experiences, but overall, like I said, we're very fortunate, and that's why a lot of our music does have kind of like a positive overall message, because we do feel very fortunate to have the lives that we have.
Gotcha.
I'm with Kevin on that for sure. Yeah.
All right.
I agree with everything he's saying.
Damn straight.
So how do you guys recommend your fans to listen to this EP for the first time? Should you do in the car with friends, in the dark with headphones on? Is workout EP, party EP? What do you guys personally recommend?
Ooh. Nothing beats headphones.
Yeah.
Nothing beats headphones.
Be alone with headphones, and if you can read along the lyrics, because I think I'm horrible about this. I'm the one who's like, man, that's a catchy beat, or I love that guitar part, and I have no idea what the singer's talking about. But I think, dude, we spent so much time, or Sam especially spent so much time, like, creating this like deep message that would really like hit you to your core if you could like read along and like try to put yourself in his shoes as you sit there and listen to it and enjoy, like I said, Chris's tasty guitar licks. Like, all that's great, but the message is so deep that, like, I think, like what Sam said, you get some headphones and have the lyrics in front of you and just read along. Yeah, don't have your friends with you. Like, enjoy it by yourself first, then show literally every friend and every person you ever meet. But before that, yeah, definitely like try to take it in a dark room and yeah, just, I don't know.
Yeah, and plus you'll be able to hear that guitar lead and Love Talk. Like
exactly.
On your head.
There you go.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. And this one should be super, super quick off the top of your heads. I want you guys to describe this EP for new listeners in 3 words. 3 words each, 6 total, no more, no less.
Deep.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say.
In our journey, I did one word that described every song, and I just did deep for every single one. So yeah, deep, pensive, and I don't know what the right version of this, but dichotomic, like dichotomy.
Oh yeah.
Dichotomic, whatever that dichotomic, maybe dichotomic. Yeah, let's go with that. Dichotomic.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh man,
I'll send you them.
Mine will be driving, emotional, and I guess maybe like dynamic.
I knew you were gonna say dynamic.
We like to take everyone on a ride, go like soft, loud, fast, slow. We try to do it all.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, love it.
Good.
And in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want listeners to have while going through the EP?
Keep your mind well. I've always said this. I want people to feel safe when they hear our music. I want people to not feel alone when they hear our music. And I want people to feel the positivity and optimistic that this world can offer and is out there. And, through friends and loving family and stuff that, it's always a struggle, but if you keep that mind well, you can get through anything. You can embrace the struggles and come out a stronger person.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We go through dark subject matter, but the purpose of bringing up the dark subject matter is to show that, Sam got through it, we got through it, and we want to be there for everybody who's listening. Like, we're a family. We have a Discord group that we encourage anyone who listens to join. It's a safe space. We've had to kick a person out of there, truth be told, but we want to create like a safe space for our listeners. And like Sam said, we want to be there for you guys and help you come through out the other end a better person.
Oh yeah,
straight.
Love that.
Hell yeah. And are you guys able to touch on any particularly challenging or standout moments during the creation of the EP, positive or negative?
I will say I got one that I'm not even sure that we've ever really said out loud, but we talk about, me and Sam talk about, because we work together, so me and Sam get to dig into the nitty gritty of this sometimes, but like, we got very strong minds, and when you get multiple creative people in one spot, like I appreciate what we did on Throw Me Your Roses, but it was also very difficult because when you have three to four strong-minded people all trying to go the same direction, it can be very, very difficult. You're like, I know this course is good and it needs to be like this and it's going to do well if we do it this way. And then you got three people who are like, nah, I don't like that idea. Let's go with something else. Like that can be the most difficult thing. Like when you feel so strongly, and we also all come from bands where we were like that guy, where we were the ones who would like pull rank and be like, hey, I'm making the final call on this. I know this is good. It's going to work. But unfortunately now we've all been that guy. So, which is great because we all have the drive that we need. But yeah, I think that's probably the difficult thing that I remember, that there was moments where it was like, I know that I can make this better, but I also know that I have to let this person have their say so as well, Yeah. So, yeah. And like Sam said, that's so rare nowadays. Usually it's like the vocalist goes in with a producer and they just sort everything out. But we like found it to be really important that we all kind of put our piece in this album.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
For me, I remember we worked with Cam Mizell on like Twylam, Invincible, and the breakdown in Twylam. I remember, to my unforgiving. There's a part in there where I get real like, it sounds demonic, and I was like, dude, this is sick. Like I was losing my shit over that because I just like, I can't believe I made that. If you've seen me in person, I'm like a short guy. So I can't believe that came out of my little body. Holy hell. That was so cool. I was so excited. I couldn't wait to show everyone that side of me. And then and on the flip, I actually found I Against Me was the biggest struggle for me. Because actually, even though Throw Me Your Roses, we were all in that together, we were also together making I Against Me to an extent too. And I was kind of struggling with the lyrics, and I was just kind of struggling in front of my bandmates, like trying to explain what the song meant to me. Cause even for me, it was kind of like hard. And that song is just like, it just touches on like my guilt and just like my need for spirituality in my life, but just me not worthy of it, and spirituality, you can take that any way you want. So I found that hard, just kind of opening up that side of me in front of my bandmates. But
yeah,
that's interesting. I never heard you say that. That's interesting.
You guys are learning things about each other.
That's right. That's it.
So for this question, I want you to picture you're on tour, you're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
Snack of choice? Well, we're definitely at Sheets.
Hell yeah.
That's all we do.
While on top, though.
Shout out Sheets. I was just in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I live in New Jersey. I was just in Allentown, Pennsylvania over the weekend. I ate so much Sheets. I was there for 24 hours. I ate every fucking meal at Sheets.
Oh,
I love that place.
That's how we like sort out. We're like, okay, we're going to have to stop in about 2 to 2.5 hours. Where's the Sheets that lines up in that spot?
Yeah.
So, oh man. Usually it's going to be some made to order burger or something horrible for you. Made to order burger with like mozzarella sticks on top or something absolutely awful for you.
My go-to at Sheets is the BLT. It's bland on my stomach and I'm not trying to throw up on stage. These guys eat all the sauce and I get so jealous. I sauce out sometimes too. And then I gotta have like one of the Red Bull smoothies. Like I try them all. Yeah, they make some cool stuff. Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's dope.
Wawa's good too.
Shout out Wawa, that's my favorite.
Wawa doesn't have a pretzel roll for their
subs.
Wawa has hoagies though.
That's
they do.
That's why I love it so much. And I also love the fact I'm vegan, so I get the veggie sandwich, and it's still somehow gross and greasy and slimy as shit. And I don't know how they accomplish making it feel like I'm trying to eat healthy and I feel like I'm eating gas station food. I respect it.
Impressively bad. Impressively bad.
Yeah. Damn straight. And on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
Oh.
My favorite's Asian food. And
that's not what we would be, I guess.
I think we would be, because we could be rice and we could be protein and we could be sauce.
Yeah, wait, let him cook. Let him cook.
I'm gonna let him.
Like Kevin's the rice, just the foundation, and then Chris is like the meat, and then or the protein, and then maybe I'm the sauce.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
We'll just go
yeah.
with it. We're going.
This is
with
why
it.
this is why I get nervous talking about my feelings and how I feel in front of my band. Look at this.
Yeah, no, I think it was beautiful. I think it
Thank
was beautiful.
you.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was beautiful.
That's great. And for the last couple questions, we're going to shift completely away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Oh man.
Ooh. Sesame chicken on some rice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
And a Baja Blast.
Fuck yeah.
Shout out
Wow.
One of those two. I don't know.
That's wild. Mine's probably just like a filet mignon and some like really good mashed potatoes, like horrible for you. Heavy whipping cream mashed potatoes.
All the butter.
Just so many calories per bite, just an insane amount. Yeah, so steak and mashed potatoes, baby.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. And if you guys could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Oh my golly, isn't this world fictional enough?
I want to go to Hogwarts.
What house are you?
What house are you?
Hufflepuff, bro.
Damn straight. That's twin. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just the unspoken guys, We're just over.
We're just chill.
Yeah, just chilling.
After watching the Mario movie, I feel like the Toadstool Land or whatever, Mushroom Kingdom, is that what that is? Yeah, that place is pretty sick. I'd live there for a while. That'd be dope.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And I've been asking the last question. Every single person who's spoken to have said that it is the most important question. What is your favorite color?
Oh my gosh, that is so
Green.
important.
Green.
I'm glad you agree, Kevin.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I've always thought that orange was the most important color, just because of the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair.
Been a fan forever, and yeah, I'm just going with orange for that.
All right, fair enough.
Hell yeah.
So as I said, that's all the questions I have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
Hey, softspokenmusic.com. And you can find everything there, everything you need, from our Discord to where you can find our music, find our merch, find out next shows, all of that. Softspokenmusic.com.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, anything helps. Whatever you guys are willing to do, send just our social medias to your best friends. Just listen on Spotify. One of the biggest ways that people are contributing right now is by joining our VIP. You can find all that information through softspokenmusic.com. You can get to our Discord page and kind of like literally hang out with us. We have game nights. Like, we do all sorts of cool stuff. We work really hard. We want you guys to be a part of it. So yeah, just go to softspokenmusic.com and see everything we got to offer.
Hell yeah.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, thank you for sound. It's been Sam and Kevin from Softspoken, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.